face-to-facing, intelligence, expertise.
What other doors could they close?
Like, how much am I willing to give up and commitment, and are not committed to the struggle, acquiescing to the struggle, they're committed.
Careful who you leave toeless.
Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. I hope that everything's going well for you. It is Monday afternoon here right now in Houston. It's been a very busy day up until this point. Still have a lot of work to do. Scheduled for a men's meeting, something that I'm excited about being a part of. It's something that I was invited to. And I'm hoping that I can contribute something to it. But it's a place where it's a safe space where men meet and talk about everything under the sun in a safe, non-judgmental environment, and I'm excited about that. So that's a little later on this evening. I wanted to talk to you about something that I have written about. I've talked about. There are probably at least 10 to 15 videos on this channel on this topic. There are numerous articles on the Odyssey Project site. I have spoken on it in public. I have been attacked viciously for my position on it. Even on a site, I think when we had Tiffany on, I believe last week or the week before last, and we were talking about what was going on with the killing of Joshua Brown after testifying at the Amber Geiger trial. She mentioned that I can heat things up on the site. You know, we have a site where we have nearly 70,000 members, and they got rowdy with me when I started to talk about the feminization of the black male image and the numerous mechanisms and machinations that are at play to facilitate it and to bring it about. And I distinguish the difference between when I'm talking about male homosexuality and when I'm talking about the feminization of the straight male image and what that means. And I came across a video. I'm going to share this video on here. Hopefully it won't get me a ding. I didn't see any copyright information, but you know how that can be on YouTube. I haven't ever had one. I've been hit, on some stuff that I shared that was copyrighted. I just couldn't monetize it. But I've never had a ding for copyright infringement. So I'm hoping I can share this and it'll be okay. But I want you guys to see Brandon T. Jackson. You may know and maybe not know the name, but know the face. But he's the young brother who played Martin Lawrence's son in Big Mama 2. And he was, told by, of all people, Cat Williams not to put that dress on. And he agreed to do it from his own explanation. He agreed to do it for the sole purpose of advancing his career, for the paycheck. He admitted it, for the paycheck and the chance to work with Martin Lawrence, who he saw to be, like a person that was at the apex of their career at the time. And he talks candidly about how his life was never the same, how spiritually it damaged him, and how his life is still in recovery after making that choice. He admits, that he was warned. He talks about Dave Chappelle. He talks about the whole thing, but putting on that dress. And I want you to pay close attention to the way he talks about the spiritual element of it and how that works. I've been talking about this forever. I just want someone who's actually lived it, been through it, and has hindsight now to talk about it. And I'm not going to add too much more commentary to it, but I just wanted to share it. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section, and I'll be checking back in with you guys later. I'm out.
Everything went wrong, just like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress. Pre-Big Mamas, to me, actually that's like you have an AD, you're like AD, BC. Okay. It's like BM for me. My career pre-BM.
So Big Mama was a changing point.
Yeah.
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 What made
like
it a changing point? Was it that it was Martin, or just everything was aligning up at the right time for you?
It was a negative changing point, to be honest.
Okay.
Positive in a way where the perception of my image was on every bus, but my personal life was in shambles in that time. It was horrible.
You want to expound on that? What do you mean? Like,
If I was a stand-up at the time, seasoned like I am now, I could tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue. Is like, how are you able to tell your story? The most elegant way, eloquent, saying in an eloquent way. I couldn't say what I was going through because it's almost like you know, if you're a baby, you can't communicate yet, and I just wasn't fully a seasoned stand-up to be able to say what I was going through. But in retrospect, if I can say what I was going through, at the time when I did Big Mamas is when I met not my wife, my daughter's mother, and from that time it's like my life was just, it was hell from there. My personal life was in shambles, but my career, it was at its height, I believe. It was going.
It was kind of like a passing of the torch in a sense.
Yeah, it was, and I played Martin's son, and I feel like that. It's so weird. It's like every time I play these sons of people, it never goes right.
What didn't go right with Big Mamas?
It was, first of all, no offense, that movie wasn't that good to me. It wasn't a prolific film. I sound so mean, like, oh, you should be grateful for it. But I'm real. You know, you should be real. Like, it wasn't like the best movie. It was okay. It was an entertaining film. Number one, Big Mama's one. That's arguably like, okay, Miss Doubtfire was out, but the whole dress bit was already overdone. You know, it was like, it was hacky. You know, and I did it purely for the money and the work with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it for the purity of comedy, but I did it for the purity of work with Martin. But I believe that it was still more than money. Like, dang, I'm gonna get a big check, you know.
Yeah. And knowing you now, and I'm gonna kind of set this question up, but in knowing you now, there's a more of an awakened Brandon compared to when he first came into the business. You mentioned the dress. There's a big conversation about that. Did you get like slack when you wore the dress at that moment?
It was like, wasn't slack from people. Only Cat Williams. Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon don't wear a dress. You know,
he called you, or is this?
No, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it. Why you bashing me? And then he was trying to warn me, you know, don't get in the dress. So the awakened Brandon, you couldn't pay him $1 trillion to get in the dress.
Yeah. Was there like how did they present that? Well, you knew right away you had to get in the dress.
I did the scene on Lottery Ticket.
Okay.
That scene on Lottery Ticket. After that, they were pushing his dress on me. It was something about that scene that touched a lot of people, and I think I was too real. I think they did the same thing like to Tupac. When you too real, they start looking at you like, hold on, how'd this slip past us? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? And then it's like, you know what? Yeah, he might be a kid. Just put him in a dress.
What do you think the dress is about? Is it to tone us down, to tone that realness down?
I think the dress, personally, is a thing that is not in our culture to do. And I think everybody will want to put their culture on us. And no, not to hate your culture or your God. Mm-hmm. If your God say you can put on a dress and your culture is normal for you, that you have the right as a human to choose that. But me, for my God and my culture, my ancient culture, we didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was cursed by it. I believe it was a curse that went with that personally, because nothing went right since then. That's truthful. No one can tell me, hey man, you thinking too much, man. You sit down, man. Everything went wrong. Just like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress. I'm telling you, I lived it.
Yeah. Is there any like
even with Martin, things went wrong when he did it too. Because Martin is very anointed. Martin is a very strong man. And Dave Chappelle said that too. He says things about that too. And something, if you look at Martin's Arsenio Hall interviews, you look at him now, something's changed. You know?
Yeah, well, Martin, I noticed that too.
It's not a shot. but something's changed.
No, he definitely had like a lot of fire behind a lot of energy. He's gotten
similar to me.
He's gotten older, but I don't think he's gotten that old.
Eddie Murphy's old. He still has a fire to him too. I don't think it's an age thing.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad has a fire. He's almost.
You think
70.
maybe it was more the business that kind of it took so much out of him?
Honestly, I think it's a spiritual thing, but everyone has their own journey.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say what it is. I don't know. I think, for me, I can only speak for my journey. Once I put the dress on and I had that fire was put out.
Yeah.
And I only did it one time. So imagine doing it 3 times, 4 times. But then Tyler Perry did it, he got stronger. I don't know the rules. You know what I'm saying? This is what happened to me. I'm not here to knock another brother because that's their path.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't do is knock my brothers because that's their path. But I'm saying my path, when I put on a dress, it came with a demon baby mama and a starter kit for hell. That's what happened to me. You haven't seen me since, to be honest. But then I feel stronger though.
Would you like warn other stand-up comedians about a dress?
Yeah, I had an interview too where I would do it. I would do it eloquently and say I wouldn't wear the dress if you're chosen. Some people can wear the dress; it doesn't affect them. But I don't know. For me, it didn't work. So I can say I wouldn't advise anybody to do it. Just who wants to roll that dice?
Yeah, and as you look back on it now, you kind of would never.
If I had a time machine, when we was with Marty McFly, I would go back, and punch myself in the chest.
From a conceptual perspective, people talk about a desire to be successful. All of the elements they think, intelligence, expertise. Hey, how much am I willing to give up and commitment? And are not committed to the struggle, acquiescing to the struggle, they're committed.